and welcome to Deck Techs with Lady Lavinias. In this one, we're going to be taking a look at a deck called Mr. Orfeo's Day Job. Now, Mr. Orfeo is a new Capenna card. You might notice the Rhino Warrior. It says whenever you attack, double target creature's power until end of turn, but that's not a job. So where is that coming from? Well, it's Bank Job, which is a new Capenna Alchemy card enchantment that says at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the bottom creature card of your library. You may cast that card this turn. At the beginning of the next end step, if that card is exiled, put it into your graveyard and create a treasure token. So with this card, it lets you either get a creature card that you can play until end of turn, and then or if you choose to not, it goes into your graveyard and you create a treasure token. So the idea behind this deck is to have as much value as possible and to essentially outvalue your opponents by a lot. We have ways to do that by Hinterland Chef, which when it enters the battlefield, draft a spell book card. So these are multiple different creatures that this could be. So you get another creature essentially to replace it. We have the same thing for Xander's Wake. When a creature dies, it's only once a turn, but you get another creature. So even more things that get to go to your hand. We have lots of death triggers with Blood Artist just to use some of them in case there's like board wipes or clears. We have Racketeer Boss, which is also an alchemy card. It says, when Racketeer Boss enters the battlefield, choose up to 2 creatures and/or planeswalker cards from your hand. They perpetually gain when you cast a spell, create a treasure token. So the idea here is to be able to put our other creatures, and when I cast them, they get a treasure token on cast. It works on adventure for both sides, so you get double the treasures when you cast, a single creature. We have Tenacious Pup that gives a +1/+1 counter, trample, and vigilance counter on the next creature that enters the battlefield. And that trample and vigilance are very important for Mr. Orfeo, who doubles the target's attack power until end of turn. Now, it would be really nice, the dream is to get Tenacious Pup onto the Clothies, so the Clothies is now an indestructible, vigilant, +1/+1, and trample creature. And then you can double it with Mr. Orfeo. We have plenty of removal between Murderous Rider, Binding of the Old Gods, and Burn Down the House. As well as, in case you don't feel like playing a lot of creatures and they end up going to the graveyard, they exiled because you want those treasure tokens, you can also get Rise of the Dark Realms, which is a 9 mana, put all creature cards from all graveyards onto the battlefield under your control. So you can just say, putting the bank job for later, getting that treasure token, ramping up, and be able to get it and cheat in all of those cards with Rise of the Dark Realms. That's kind of it for the deck. Essentially, it's just crazy outvaluing the opponent, as well as some of those death triggers that helps with it. So we're going to start this Jund/Riveteers deck off and see how it does today. Oh boy, talk a lot. Alright. So, we will see if we can get some. We have our bank job, perfect. We have some removal, our little pup, which is so cute. Just the cutest little doggo. Wolfo. Ooh, a grazer. Okay. I don't really feel about getting the Blood Artist. I might just save the pup as well. I could just get this in and then next turn start bank jobbing. But we'll see. Burn Down the House. One of my favorite cards. Another grazer. Oh, they just have lots of grazers. Okay. Guess we're gonna go our blood artist here. Another consider. In their lands, I'll give them that. Alright, we're gonna play the bank job so you guys can see the power of it. We're definitely shocking ourselves in. We happen to get all of our shock lands. But it's okay. Oh, and it has all of their triomes. Ah, Feldar Retreat. We're gonna have to binding that. That's a little spooky for us. Alright. Get a treasure from that. Okay. Get our proving ground. I think I do want to get this in. And we'll go a pup too. Okay. I'm gonna hold back the binding. Like, this is scary, but not too scary. Ah, scape shift. Well, I guess it is pretty scary now. This is scape shift deck, neat. They do come in tapped though. I just take a lot of damage. Now I get to see what they have cooking. Oh, Banefire. Good to know. And another scape shift. Probably the Tenacious Pup. Do 1, 2, 3. And I have 1, 2, 3. That refunds it. I have 2. I probably have to get this out, honestly. Let's just clear that. Okay. I am worried about the Banefire. It is a bit spooky, but I think I can at least block one of them with the Blood Artist. And then I should be good after that. Do you have another? They have another scape shift. Well, I'm glad I killed that before. Okay, another escape ship, which will trigger 1 billion land for the Lotus Cobra. Alright. Trigger, 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 trigger. I'm like wondering what that really got them though. Oh, from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Nice! That would have been absolutely ridiculous with the Valcut or the Feldar retreat. I'm glad I cleared those. They got a lot of lands now. Alright. Neat. I do appreciate it, opponent. We're gonna put one of these under us. Oh, and it looks like that's it. That's all I wanted to do. We were able to stabilize and outvalue, thankfully, for the Binding of the Old Gods. I did appreciate what opponent was doing. I with the Banefire. The Feldar Retreat or the Valakut would have been really cool. They had to burn down the house to clear it. Thankfully, we were able just to at least stabilize a little bit with the Blood Artist. Like opponent's deck. We had the Xander's Wake doing this, and then the bank jobs getting us lots of land, but opponent outland us. It was great. That's kind of what the deck was supposed to do, even though it was a little slow on that, just because I had to block whatever opponent was doing. But it is a really fun version. We're gonna try again. Okay, so we're gonna be looking for, again, some of that enchantments to try to get that out value, and be able to stabilize, because once we're able to stabilize a little bit, we are able to come back with it, just because opponent has pretty much nothing in hand, and then we constantly still have value. It needs 1 land, but this is not too bad. It has double Murderous Rider here, but I think that'll be okay. I have the Bone Crusher just to hold things back a little bit. So we shall see. Right. That untapped. Pass. Bone Crusher. Absolutely that. We do not want them having treasure there, so we'll just take 1. That's fine. I suppose we can go the Chef or just the Beanstalk Giant. We also just can go Bone Crusher Giant, which is also fine. You know what? That's actually fine. Let's just get the Bone Crusher in, because they still have to target themselves. They want to remove it. Okay, we don't want to deal with this. That is too problematic. We haven't found our enchantments, but that's okay. I'm gonna take this out before anything. I do not want to deal with that today, and we're just going to wait. Travel to Riches, one of my favorite cards. Okay, well, I'm gonna do this first. Get that, and I think we'll probably just get Clothies out for now. When it dies, beginning of your upkeep, if you control 10 or more, and whenever a creature an opponent controls dies. Ah, okay. So it's not theirs. Take him out of there. And let's just get our Hinterland chef out. I mean, I could also just get our burn down the house, hold this up, but this gets us a little closer to the Clothies turning on as a creature. I think is fine. Nectar pot's actually really good. So I'm actually gonna come in now. I think it's about time. They can probably get a treasure here. That's okay. They could have just a death touch or at least dispute. Also fine. Okay. Let's just get our murderous rider in. Another shambling guest. Great. Well, opponent has a one-trick pony kind of thing. So we're gonna see what we can do here. Guess we'll go Nectar Pot. Then I'll actually go a bunch of Devils. Like, fine, we're just gonna go in. I don't want them to get too much though, so let's just chill back here. These. That's fine. It's also fine. At least dispute anyway. Okay. Alright, so we have a full squad. However, they have a board clear. We actually die. They're gonna sacrifice those just to damage, huh? Sacrifice again. It's the same thing. It's essentially a freebie. Ooh, big spender. Whenever one of our creatures you control becomes blocked, create a treasure token. Understood. Deadly Dispute again, can go. Take this out. Alright, we didn't find any of our enchantments that, you know, the whole reasons that I'm building this deck, but, trying my best anyway. Oh, they're just out. I don't want to be there anymore, but that's okay. Deck still functions even without the outvaluing. I like what opponent was doing. They're just full-on Revel to Riches, and I like the Revel to Riches plan. I think I would do it a little bit differently, but I do like it. I think that they should have had a lot more removal in terms of opponent's creatures, or like just straight up board clears. I think I would, if I played Revel Riches, I would probably just go heavy board clears. Oh. I believe this is the same person. Could be wrong. I think I just saw their name. See if they do anything. They did not. Neat. At that point, we'll probably just get our Racketeer in. They can kill this, but that's fine. I'm still gonna get the value on the Bone Crusher Giant. Speaking of Bone Crusher Giants, they also have Bone Crusher Giants. We're getting it for 2. They did go first. Chandra dressed to kill.
I hope you like your
Got it.
extra crispy.
So it looks like a mono red deck that they're gonna go for.
Watch me heat up the dance floor.
I think double for there. I will pay for it. So I can hold this up. So this actually has 2. I get 2 treasures back for playing the Stomp side and 2 treasures for playing the Bone Crusher side. Really nice.
So I'm a little hot.
Phoenix? Let's see if they decide to play it. All right. That point, I might just start getting the clothies in. I can play this and get 2 refunded, which isn't half bad of an option. I suppose we could just hit Chandra and see what they'll choose. If they want to trade, that's also fine. That means I don't really have to deal with it for a turn. And I think we're gonna get the clothies out. We could also go the Bone Crusher, but burn down the house on what they have next turn sounds even better, I think.
We should all follow our hearts.
Ooh, Valcut, okay. They did not do what I thought that they were going to do. I will definitely take this Phoenix out of there. Goodbye. In that case, I'm probably just gonna go burn down the house as, like, tokens. I suppose I could also just get this in. So many options. I think we're gonna go burn down the house here. The little red ones. 2, 3. Lay that down. Because we're not gonna get the clothies anytime soon because it's on 7. We're only on 3 right now. This will bring us up to 5, but it doesn't really matter. It's not gonna be time soon.
You're lucky this is a warning shot.
This also lets us be able to double spell next turn. I do want some of my enchantments that, like, you know, make up the deck. The whole Mr. Orfeo's day job kind of thing. I suppose it's fine. I think I go everything to this. That sounds kind of good. We'll double one of those. Okay. Fine.
Better not ruin my dress, buddy.
We're just gonna hit this.
Party's over for you, pal.
And then we'll just play. We have nothing left. Took out our Bone Crusher, but Chandra's almost dead. There's that. If they don't use the Phoenix this turn,
Give a toast.
I will take it.
I'd love to.
Robber of the rich. Okay. Well, I am definitely not rich. I am poor. I have no cards in hand. Because my value engine is not online. The second that this Blood Artist showed up and the Clothies, I mean, they're playing mono red. It's like very burn. Kind of ended the game right then and there. They're still trying, but feel pretty good about this. I just want to see what they'll do. They just let it go.
No after
Neat.
party. I'm wiped out.
Alright. Well. Drew another land. Poor value engine. That's a land that you just played. Did they? I think they just played a land. You know, I probably should have played this just to not have the Robber of the Rich there. I just don't want to really deal with the Robber. Embercleave! Okay. Got it. Ow, that one hurt. That's probably game. Right here. I didn't have enough to do both, but they can't really come in anymore. Because if they come in, Blood Artist just kills them. They have a light up the stage. That's a land and another annex. That's game. That's fair. Alright, still haven't found our bank job. No idea where it is, but we were able to stabilize versus the mono red I wasn't expecting the Ember Cleave. They actually almost got me. That was... But, you got to see how valuable the Bone Crusher Giant is, having 2 treasures it makes on the Stomp and 2 on the Bone Crusher Giant side. Just perfection. Love that. Alright, well, let's try again, hopefully find our bank job, which is actually what we built this deck around, so I'd like to show it off. So hopefully we can find our bank job or some of our other enchantment pieces that make up this deck. You know, value. Okay, we found our bank job. We don't have any red, which is really spooky. I'm gonna keep it anyway, because I'm a little greedy and I want to show off this. Alright. Didn't get there either. Another swamp. Mindstone for opponent, okay. Never didn't have it. So Racketeer Boss, making both Mr. Orfeos have treasure when they are cast. Oh, they are sacking a card, just draw land, hopefully. There it is. Another Mindstone. Oof. Opponent. Okay, take that, and then I'll put the bank job out, and we'll start doing that. I don't actually know. Enters the battlefield, return oh, artifact. Nice. Okay, so I think I go Pup here into the Racketeer Boss into double Orfeos again. We could also just do this. Also sounds pretty good. Yeah, let's just do that, actually. Go Pup, this Mr. Orfeo, and we're gonna throw out our Xander's Wake so we get extra value when this dies. I guess our Thieves Guild Enforcer. What I could have done is waited there. I could have played this and then waited for, like, what we had. It wouldn't have actually mattered, but I would have been able to choose these 2 instead of these 2. Oh, let's see. Alright, we're definitely going another Racketeer's Boss. Do I want the Pup? No. Let's do on these 2. I want this. Sure, I guess. So this will get 2 treasure tokens. Then I'm gonna choose the Clothies. So now it has indestructible counter on it, and that can flash it. Okay, egg. So it's 1 away currently from being a creature. So as you can see, we're kind of outvaluing, even though that they can keep, you know, replacing their Gearsmith and blocking, we can still do the same. And eventually this Clothies is gonna turn on too. Real gross. Wondering if they have like a Doom Foretold. Mind Stone? And an egg. This looks like maybe Doom Foretold. Alright, let's go Thieves Guild Enforcer. Okay, Beetle and Prince. There's a Rise of the Dark Realms. We're gonna take that out of there. Bye. Then we're gonna go Mr. Orfeo. Get me 2 treasures. Which turns that on. Then to attack all. And change that. And that is lethal. For exactly, so you can see how great the Clothies is with the Trample Vigilance Indestructible. Because of the Trample, she can also get doubled with Mr. Orfeo, so she's a 10-6 Trample Vigilance Indestructible. Just disgusting. We did get our Rise of the Dark Realms, but unfortunately we were constantly playing. I was gonna probably let this one go to make more treasures. We have the Racketeers. We already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're 1 off from this. Plenty of things we could have done. Essentially, just get constant value. Actually, because I'm letting this go, we go up to 9. So we would have actually had Rise next turn to get a Murderous Rider and 2 Racketeer bosses onto the field. Or we could have just won by a Blood Priest. A Rogue, Cleric, and a Warrior, right? And Warrior, yeah. We just didn't have a Wizard. So that actually drains for 3 when it enters the field. So, pretty good overall. You can see how the deck is supposed to form with the Bank Job and the Xander's Wake. If you have those Blood Artists, you can actually get even more for the Death triggers when the Xander's Wake triggers. And it's really nice. So, hopefully you liked this. It was extra fun to play. It is super extra janky, but I tried to get as many alchemy cards into this one as I possibly could of the new set. So let's look at it once more. And remember to subscribe if you're not already. But until next time, bye YouTube!